Good evening. We will go ahead and call our meeting to order. Thank you all so much for joining us, and thank you to Community Action for a good work session and Planning Commission for a good work session prior to this meeting. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance, and we have our commander of the VFW here, so if you will come forward.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And at this time, we'll ask that you please join us in a moment of silence. You can use this time to prepare for the meeting, for prayer, or however you choose. Council members, Mrs. Foster is unable to be with us this evening. She is on the line, though, and would like to participate remotely. Jesse, could you state your name and where you are and the reason why you are not at the meeting?
Yes, Jesse Foster. I am actually en route to Radford from Charlotte on vacation.
Do we have a motion that she participate remotely in the meeting? So moved. We have a motion. Do we have a second? A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. All righty, folks. We have the minutes from both our September 22nd regular meeting and our September 30th special meeting, which served as a retreat for council. We have minutes as submitted. Do we have a motion to adopt as submitted, or do we have any changes?
Move for adoption.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Second. A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
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 All right. At this time, we'll open the floor for citizen comments on public matters. If you have something that you would like to state for the record, please come down to our podium, use the microphone, state your name for the record, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. The floor is now open. Seeing no one make a mad rush for the podium, we will close the public comments portion of the meeting. Council, we have 2 items of previously unfinished business. We do have a license agreement to allow the Treasurer's Office, specifically Janet Jones, to be an agent for the DMV as a memorandum of understanding, memorandum of agreement. You all have the agreement. Do we have any questions regarding that? Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Jesse, were you an aye?
Aye.
Okay. I just want to make sure for Melissa that she can hear your vote.
I think my service is getting ready to go in and out. Sorry about that.
Okay. Also, we have the social services holiday schedule, and this is a new policy of trying to observe all holidays recognized as legal, in addition to other holidays declared by the governor. As such, we would need to approve this policy as well as put the policy into the city personnel manual. Do we have any questions regarding the holiday policy?
So the reason we're doing this a second time is just to put it into our policy. Is that the main?
And God, they did not.
So
I
we're,
took their PowerPoint and I put their exact words in it, so if they have a problem this time.
Oh, so the department came back and didn't like what we, okay.
so we have the official language,
All right.
and we are adding it to the city personnel manual for social services, so that would cover it. Any other questions?
Move for adoption.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Second. A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
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 Aye. All right. Moving on to new business, ordinance 1823, which is a temporary construction easement for Norfolk Southern as they build the layover facility for the Amtrak service. There is a water line as well as some construction on the right-of-way of Madison Street, which is between the Dedman Center upper lot in, down near the Dedman Center and Cup Field. So as such, do we have a motion to approve this temporary construction easement?
Just one quick question. That won't be in any way a hindrance to the animal control, will it, Chief? Okay, all right, yep.
Okay. any
Motion
other-
to approve.
Okay, we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
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 Aye. Okay, any opposed? All right. We are also looking at surplusing some vehicles. You all have a list. It includes pumper engine, Pontiac Bonneville, several Crown Victoria vehicles, a Volkswagen Jetta, a Ford Explorer, a police charger, and the old street sweeper that we had to replace. So the idea is to try to put these on the surplus sale and get a little bit of money out of those. Todd, do you have anything you want to add about those?
So what we want to do is put these on a website, possibly GovDeals, and try to reach the widest audience that we can so that we can get the maximum value for the sale of each item. The pumper engine, I'll work with the fire chief. We probably want to put a minimum bid on that as we put it up on the website, and it does allow you to do that, so.
And that has some good value left in it, correct?
Yes.
Wonderful. We also have the Radford Transit bus and some other equipment here. I guess they're all buses, right, Melissa?
They are all buses, and as you're aware, our current application to the state, we requested 6 buses. These buses now are not running, so I've asked the state if we could get rid of them prior to the new ones coming in, and instead of investing in buses, that'll be coming in February, so that's why those are on the list.
So do you all have any questions?
My only question would be for the pumper engine, have we deemed it completely not workable? Is there no way to salvage it?
So it's my understanding, I'll defer to the fire chief, but it's my understanding that the fire truck works, the tank does not leak. It may have a few small repairs. It hasn't been ran, I believe, for a year and a half? Year and a half? It needs a flange repaired on it? Okay.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, the engine, it does have some plumbing issues that we have tried to fix over the years that just keep recurring. And it does leak, and it is a 31-year-old vehicle. So on ISO perspective, they can't count it as far as our ISO rating anymore. So that's the biggest deal that we can look at is the plumbing on it's leaking and the ISO rating. So the engine in it is it does have some quirks to it. It does leak oil and stuff. So that was probably the biggest part on the drivetrain on it. So
I knew we had multiple issues related to it. It had been in the shop several times.
several times, yes, sir. So over the the last 5 years it was in service, I would say on a given year is probably in the shop at least 3 or 4 times a year for a couple weeks. And it's the age of the equipment too, it's getting hard to find parts for it as well. So that old of an engine, 31 years old, it's hard to find parts for them after that. They get obsolete.
Do you go ahead.
Putting this on the market, are we thinking that we're gonna get parts money for it? It sounds like the parts don't exist anymore. Are we getting like,
I mean,
like,
the whole body is aluminum, so you may
Scrap
be
it.
able to get scrap out of it. And somebody with a dump truck or something like that could take the engine out of it, use it for that, then
Okay,
scrap
so
the
you
rest
can-
of it. So
and that engine is interchangeable in other
it is
large vehicles?
yeah, dump
Okay.
truck, something similar to that. So
Okay, so there's still value in it, for sure, okay.
Yeah, parts value, I
for
guess.
for someone in
Then
that
he's saying you
field.
can't get the parts, so.
Yeah, it may not be utilized as a fire truck in the future, but the components in it may be used in something else.
Okay,
Do you have a rough estimation to get it fully operational? What would we be looking at?
I mean, the city manager and I looked at that, and there's probably some batteries, and that may be it. So I'm just
But it
hoping.
would still have the potential plumbing issues that you're talking about
It
that would
is.
require to go in the shop every so often. So I guess that's Seth's question. What would it take to
Yeah.
fix everything and have it operate perfectly?
I'm not sure on that. I don't know. I couldn't give you a good, honest guesstimate on that.
Is it worth us putting a pause on that item to look into it further and then approving the rest?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yes.
I want to do that, just to see.
Yeah, just as.
Can I also offer a little bit of information? I know when I spoke with the chief about it, I had a lot of the same questions. And I think what his main concern was just reliability. It has been so unreliable that, you know, at very
understanding you
need backup.
Is what I'm hearing you're saying that based on your meetings with the fire department, that this has been so unreliable that it's been a big challenge?
Correct.
Okay.
And we may have some other options on selling the actual engine too, which I'll get with the city manager and talk to him about that. So we may have some other options, other than gov deals, so.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Chief. Yep.
So do we have a motion to move forward with the surplus sale, put a pause on the pumper engine for the time being, but the other items that are listed for both General City and for Radford Transit would be on the list?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, council, you also have a letter regarding the Recreation Commission vacancy. We do have vacancies on Recreation Commission, Criminal Justice Services Board, and the Building Code Board of Appeals. We do have a letter from an interested citizen, Samuel Hubbard III, and he's, seems certainly like he would be very engaged and involved and is very interested. So do we have a motion to move forward with his participation on the Recreation Commission?
So move.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed?
I'd just like to add one comment that he's actually replacing his father who passed away, and Sam was very active in the rec community for a long time, and I know that we all will miss him on that, and it's kind of cool to see his son stepping up and having that interest, and I know that Charlie and myself we're always looking for people to serve, and sometimes that's hard, so I appreciate the initiative to get that in, and I think SJ will do a great job.
There we go. Absolutely. Do we have anybody to serve on the Criminal Justice Services Board?
This was the
If I
recommendation.
may, that's one that I currently serve on.
Right? But do we have
And-
that replacement?
The reason, yes, so the reason that I've considered stepping down, I don't mind representing the city in that role, but I felt our police chief would be more of an asset because the other members from the other communities are members of the police force, specifically police chief. So it seems more appropriate that he step into that role. I don't mind doing it, but I just think he'd be more value added.
I see. In my notes, I thought we were saying we were asking the chief to find a replacement. The chief is the replacement. So, council members, we have a recommendation that Chief Holdaway serve the role on the Criminal Justice Services Board.
And just for clarification, you're good with that, Chief? All right,
So we have a motion to approve.
so moved.
Do we have a second? Second. A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Thank you very much. And then looking at our Building Code of Appeals, Board of Appeals, do we have any nominees for that at this point?
I do know that our building official has been in contact and someone has requested, but I don't have that in writing yet. I have asked him to do so for your next meeting. and
Okay.
We should be able to have that approval at your next meeting.
Look like somebody who meets the
Absolutely.
architectural background?
Yes, sir.
Super.
Fantastic. moving forward, we are looking at the approval of a fire truck lease purchase agreement. And I'm going to ask Todd if he'll share a few words. And Chief, he may call you back up here just a little bit to talk about it. But Todd, please go on and share a little bit with us about what we're talking about with this fire truck.
Sure. This fire truck was ordered in 2022, or 2022, excuse me. Fire truck was ordered, it's been 3 years on the assembly line. It's now ready for delivery, possibly within the next 15 days. We've been working, we did request, or made the request to see if we could cancel the order or delay the order. We cannot. It's a custom truck. It's been made specifically for Radford with our specifications. And Atlantic is going to require us to complete the purchase of the truck. What we have done, we have to have financing and/or the cash on hand to pay for the truck within 15 days of its shipping. If it ships this week, we have 15 days to have financing in place or the money to write a check for it. The financing that's proposed from Freedom Financial, we've reviewed it. We've negotiated the interest rate down from 4.86 to 4.5% interest. We've talked to our consultants, and they've recommended that we accept this financing solution. They've advised that the cost for going out for procurement would most likely outweigh the benefits of doing so. We recommend that council authorize myself to work with the attorneys at Sands Anderson to prepare all documents necessary to close on this financing by the end of the month.
Todd, I have one question for you, and I know I appreciate your efforts. I know you worked extensively on this to look at our options to pivot, but since this was state allocated money earmarked for this, we're really pretty limited on what we can do. Is that your understanding on that? I know that we've talked a lot, but if we accepted money for this specifically, it has to be used for this specifically. Is that your understanding?
Well, the aid that we receive from the state for this can be used for an ambulance, it can be used for other types of equipment, specifically for the fire department. This money has been accumulating for years with the intention, it's my understanding the history of it, with the intention to purchase the fire truck.
If we were to not, or say we were to receive it and then sell it, would we have to pay back that $859,000 to the state?
I don't think so. I think it could be used for other eligible expenditures.
Okay. That to come, or would they be credited to things that we like kind or anything like that? Or do you know?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
So we've spent some significant money up at the fire department over the last 6 or 7 years working on new dormitory space and other pieces, other equipment. So I think that's what you're asking about. Could that be credited toward those things we've spent?
I don't think anything has come off the ledger for that, for the state aid. I think it's accumulated each year. Any purchases that have been made, according to my understanding of the history, would have been most likely funded by the general fund. Is that correct, Chief?
Right, but could this money, let's say, I think Seth's point is, we buy a fire truck, we sell a fire truck, put that money toward those expenses to sort of repay the general fund that way.
Okay.
And I mean, if you need to look into it, yeah, that's.
I think it's possible. I think it's possible. I would want to talk to the chief, maybe some people at the state level.
Yeah.
And Sands Anderson.
Make sure.
Yeah. But I do think it may be possible.
Right. Okay.
So we don't have any choice, basically.
Well, we got to buy the fire truck. What we do with it once it gets here that'll be the question. Do we have options? Are there things that can be done? And then we'll have to weigh those options against the not having the new fire truck, if we do decide to try to make the old fire truck work, whatever that looks like, and go from there. I think that's what you're asking, right?
Yes, thank you.
And we're going to borrow the money, we can pay it off though early and save some interest, or how's that work?
I don't believe there's a penalty for paying it off early.
Okay.
I'll confirm that, but
Okay.
I don't think that's in there.
Okay.
And
That was one of my questions. The other question is, why is the payment almost $111,000? Maybe my math isn't mathing up here that I'm doing real quick, but, so it's interest of, where does it say, 4.5? You add that into 872, and, is it an annual payment?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah.
I'll,
Can we get some
Yeah.
answers? Okay.
yeah,
All we're doing
absolutely.
tonight is authorizing you to
Yeah.
continue to move forward to try to arrange it, then we have to approve it at the meeting on the 27th, correct?
And these are the questions that I have, and I'm going to voice them now, so.
Amortization schedule too, so that we, for the cash flow, to kind of know how that would be hitting, when it would be hitting would be helpful. I know that that's not, you don't have that available tonight.
Right.
But
But we're not locking ourselves into anything by saying we're authorizing you to move forward. Once you bring it to us, then we're actually making the decision.
Correct. When we bring the resolution and the agreement to council, we'll have all those answers.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Is there a motion that we authorize the city manager to move forward in pursuing the lease purchase agreement?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? Second. A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
I,
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. We have two appropriation ordinances we want to take a look at. Ordinance 1815.12, and for the amount of $15,092 for electronic summons. And it's pursuant to part of the Virginia Code that localities can impose a $5 court assessment fee in criminal and traffic cases to support the implementation and maintenance of electronic summons e-ticket systems. These funds are collected through court-ordered fines and remitted to the city and are restricted for use on software, hardware, related program costs. Appropriation of these funds ensures continued operation of the e-tickets, which we were working to get towards so that it upgraded our system a few years ago, and compliance with criminal justice practices at no expense to the city's general fund. The funds will be utilized to support the purchase of computer equipment to comply with criminal justice services and Windows upgrade. And what do you all think, council? Do we want to move forward with the $15,092 appropriation ordinance? Do we have a motion?
so moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
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 Aye. And having heard four affirmative votes, we can dispense with a second reading if so desired. Do we have a motion to do so? So moved. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? And then our second appropriation ordinance, 1815.13, in the amount of $701,661 is for our transformer for the West Radford Commerce Park. Todd, do you want to share a little bit about that? We talked about this pretty extensively a few weeks ago.
Yes, this appropriations ordinance, it shows the receipt of the $701,000 into the general fund. It shows the transfer out of the general fund into the grant account. So that's why you're seeing it on the revenue side of the ledger and the expenditure side of the ledger twice. What this also does, it creates a budget in that grant account for the project itself. So when we submit our paperwork in February, and everything's wrapped up, we'll have that ready for the VEDP to submit to them.
And we don't need to spend the entire $700,000. If the purchase price of the transformer is $407,000, we're able to only expend that amount, correct?
Well, it can be used, Tim is working on a purchase order for other equipment that needs to be used for that electric utility substation. It should be very close to the $615,000 match.
Okay.
Within a few $1,000s, but that is correct.
Okay. Council, do you all have any questions?
No questions, but I think for people that are wondering, this is a lot of money, but this site can transform our prospects as a city, and I think that for it to be able to provide the function and the capabilities that we need it to be all it can be, we have to do this, and as part of that match, this is one of those things that we have to do, and I know that the EDA has been moving forward with that. The only other question I had before we move forward with this, do you have any updates where they're at on the process with that, with the West Radford Commerce Park in general? Just any updates, moving dirt, concrete?
I know they're continuing to work, and they're making good progress. I don't know when they anticipate to have it completed, but I would anticipate within the next month or month and a half.
And that'd be great, maybe at our next meeting, if we could invite Kim to give us an update of, where they're at, just, that would be helpful. I know that a lot of the residents are excited about it, as are we, so.
And maybe to have a field trip down there and actually cut a ribbon on saying, hey, we're ready to get it site ready, something like that.
I was just down there Friday,
Uh-huh.
and they are cracking up that concrete, and
Good.
what was exciting for me was they're grinding up the concrete and then refilling where they're taking the 12-inch slab up. And that's supposedly saving us a bunch of money. So-
Absolutely.
so
Yep.
that's-
Now, I think this is going to work out better than anybody expected. All right, folks, we have appropriation ordinance 1815.13 in the amount of $701,661. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
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 Aye. Any opposed? Having heard 4 affirmative votes, we can dispense with a second reading if so desired. Is there a motion to do so?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second? A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye.
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 All right. Todd, what do you have for us this evening?
Just wanted to brag on everyone that was involved with the Highlanders Festival. That, I was able to attend that event. Really enjoyed seeing a huge crowd there. It was and, what a cool event for our community. Enjoyed that. The East Main Trail Project, I just want everyone to know that we're still working on that project, and we're trying to come up with something that's feasible and will fit within the project budget. So we're still working on the East Main Trail project on the east end of Main Street. The surplus, we brought a list to council this evening. I just wanted everyone to know that staff and myself have been discussing this in department head meetings, and we are going to come up with a good system to surplus anything that we can, even things that you know may have been just sort of thrown out in the past. We might be able to get some value out of that. So we're going to try to capture as much value as we can out of equipment, even going down to smaller pieces of equipment. Maybe we can surplus keyboards, you know, for computers. Get a few dollars out of them. That's efficient. So we're just working to see that we can get maximum value out of what we're disposing of with our assets. So we'll have more to report on that, and hopefully more lists to bring to you to save money for the taxpayers. There was some vandalism on the Welcome to Radford sign on Route 11 as you come in from Christiansburg. That has been painted over, so just want to make everyone aware that it was vandalized and it's been repaired.
Great.
So that's all I have.
All right. Thank you very much. Jesse, since you're on the phone, what do you have for us this evening?
I'm going to save my comments till next time. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Kelly, what do you have?
I don't have a whole lot. I missed the Highlander Festival. I wish I had been there. It's always a good time. And did our police officers show up and compete like they normally do?
Yep.
Okay, all right. Had to keep himself safe, so, okay. But it always is a really good time. Thank you for everybody that helped with that. Thank you for everybody that came for our meeting before this one to discuss that potential. I know we appreciate all the extra time that they have and questions that they answered. Other than that, my Joint Commission meeting is tomorrow, so I will be able to discuss that next time. And then keep in mind that our trick-or-treat trail is, I don't have my
30th.
calendar with me,
Yep.
but I think it's the 30th.
Yep.
So making sure businesses know that there will be a massive influx of little kids down there on Main Street. And that's all I can think of right now. Thank you for giving us information about the fire truck. I appreciate that.
Seth, what do you have?
Yeah, I have a couple things. And Todd, you mentioned the East Main Trail project. Did we get our ARC grant? Were we able to get that extended? I know that we had asked at our retreat. Was that granted?
We're currently in discussions with ARC. We're going to come up with a modified project and project budget. So that's in the works. We're working on it.
Okay.
And
And so
we-
you'll tell us the next steps and
Yeah.
we'll take a look at that? Okay.
A 1-year extension, maybe 1 year after that.
Thank you. And I know we did speak quite a bit about the things with the fire truck and things we're trying to do. I will say that the one thing we were able to do was cancel the digger truck at an expense of, $350,000. A lot of these things aren't based off needs or these decisions. It's just the position we're in. We cannot be taking on this kind of debt and making these payments. It's just too tight right now. I mean, and so I do appreciate you being able to do that. I really do. and I know our citizens do as well. I did want to say that I was able to tour the high school and the Dalton Intermediate School with Jesse. Appreciated that. It was great to be able to see a lot of the things they're doing. They are doing some really cool stuff up there, and the school system are a crown jewel in this city, so I really appreciated them taking the time. And I think that on Wednesday we're actually going to do Bell Heath and McCarg. So look forward to checking them out and seeing all they're doing. It's always good to check in on our Bobcats. I too did attend the Highlander Festival, and it was a huge crowd. There were a lot of people there. It was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. I've heard estimates of maybe 20,000 people. So that's great. That's a good event, and appreciate all that went into that. And other than that, I did want to give a shout out to Todd and our Public Works. They helped, and I had the citizen reach back out to me. We're going to call him the Deer Slayer. We had a deer carcass that we could not find, and had residents complaining, and Todd took it upon himself to go help our Public Works guys who responded great, and I appreciate all that they do. So Todd, thank you for rolling up your sleeves and getting in there, and I had him reach out and say that it was pretty cool to see the city manager out there helping. So just wanted to say kudos to you. I know it was appreciated, and also to Timmy and his guys. I know that they went, I think, a couple times trying to find it. So thank you to all. That's all I got.
Was that an odor problem that everybody couldn't find?
It was a dead deer in a deer bank right by the walking trail on Sundale and 10th, and so some of the neighbors up the hill and some of the people walking, and so yep. But we knew we had a guy from Harrisburg, so we knew that if he was going to be able to find it. But yeah,
right,
so thanks, Todd.
What do you have?
I don't have anything tonight.
Well, I'll just add my voice to the chorus, thanking everybody for help with the Highlanders Festival. Everybody did a great job, and it's a huge, huge event and a huge effort. So many people worked so hard on it, and again, upwards of 20,000 people in town for the weekend. Folks from all over. The hotels were full. A number of our restaurants were jam-packed over the weekend, so that's a positive for the city all the way around. I did want to mention that the Polar Plunge New River Valley opened registration here this week, and you all are more than welcome to join me. It'll be on February 14th. The plan is for it to be at the river. We'll see, where it goes, depending on the weather. We've had to move up here to the field a couple of times due to issues from Helene and the river height, but I can tell you it's better if it's in the river because it's a little bit warmer. But put February 14th, 2026 on your calendar to help the Special Olympics. I hope lots of folks can do that, and that's an important part that our city police and the city staff and everybody are a part of, and I'm honored to be able to help with that as well. We do need to go into closed session here for just a few minutes, so I'd like to make a motion to convene a closed meeting for discussion or consideration of the disposition of publicly held real property, where discussion in an open meeting would adversely affect the bargaining position or negotiating strategy of the public body, and discussion or consideration of the investment of public funds where competition or bargaining is involved, where, if made public initially, the financial interest of the governmental unit would be adversely affected, specifically to consider disposition of specific real property and procurement of appraisal services under Virginia Code Section 2.2-3711A, 3 and 6. Do we have a second? Second. A motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please respond by saying aye. 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 All right, we are in closed session. Thank you all.